A group of women were sexually assaulted by their doctor. Should the medical practice be held responsible for not doing more to stop it? News 12 senior investigative reporter Walt Kane has this exclusive Kane in Your Corner investigation.
He was trying to get into my underwear. I had to fight him off and say stop.
What Rosemary Safarian is describing isn't an assault that happened in a dark alley or even a first date gone terribly wrong. It's what she says happened when she went for a routine medical exam with Dr. Carl Renner in Hasbrouck Heights.
I would go in for sprains, wrists or shoulders, right. And yet he would want me to take off my bra. He would try to get me to unbutton my pants.
She says Renner became more aggressive with each visit until she finally reached the breaking point and filed a police report.
I was sexually assaulted and molested by my primary care physician for years. And when I said it out loud, it just became so real.
Rosemary isn't alone.
He would kiss me and forcefully and put his tongue in my mouth. I had gone in for a chest cold and ended up having a pelvic exam with no explanation as to why.
Suzanne Brown says she was a victim too.
And I sat in the parking lot and I cried for 20 minutes before I called my husband and I said, we have to do something. And we went to the police at that point.
Renner pleaded guilty to sexual assault and was sentenced to probation. Rosemary, Suzanne, and another former patient are now suing the medical practice itself, Osler Medical Group.
It is very obvious that the practice knew that there was something off with Dr. Renner and there were issues going on there. And rather than terminating his employment, the practice continued to employ him for many, many years.
Rosemary and Suzanne say the abuse they suffered impacts them to this day.
We had gone out for brunch and somebody had his same cologne on in the restaurant and I had an all-out panic attack.
They say they hope their lawsuit helps protect other patients from abuse in the future.
I know that there are a lot of other women out there who were done wrong, and somebody needs to stand up and take responsibility.
Kane In Your Corner reached out to the law firm for Osler Medical Group. An attorney told us it would be inappropriate to comment before the case goes to trial. We'll let you know about the outcome. In Your Corner, I'm Walt Kane, News 12.
And the case is expected to go to court next week.
New developments in a Kane In Your Corner investigation. 3 women who say that they were abused by their doctor have now won a $14 million verdict. News 12 senior investigative reporter Walt Kane with the update.
I had to fight him off and say stop.
Rosemary Safarian still struggles to cope with the trauma of sexual assault. Assault she suffered at the hands of her doctor, Carl Renner, at this medical office in Hasbrouck Heights.
He went into my bra and he took my breast and cupped it and squeezed it and pinched it to the point that he made me scream because he hurt me. And he just tugged on me and giggled.
And Rosemary wasn't the only patient who was victimized.
I had gone in for a chest cold and ended up having a pelvic exam with no explanation as to why.
Renner pleaded guilty to sexual assault and also gave up his medical license. But as I told you in a recent Kane In Your Corner investigation, Rosemary and 2 other victims sued the medical practice, Osler Medical Group. They alleged the practice was made aware of Renner's behavior as far back as 2008 and should have done something about it. Now a jury has agreed, awarding the women a total of $14 million.
I think that there wasn't a dry eye in the courtroom when the verdicts were being announced, but we really feel like we had our day in court. The girls, reached out to the jury and the jury was able to hear them.
We wanted to know what Osler Medical Group thought of the $14 million verdict, but the practice told us it had no comment. Do you know something I need to investigate? Call me at 201-765-KANE or email kaneinyourcorner@news12.com. In Your Corner, I'm Walt Kane, News 12.